Hi, this video shows you a source in the eLibrary database and demonstrates the process for inserting a source into your own paragraph, citing it properly, and making sure your citation lines up with your works cited entry. So first, just to show you quickly a source that I've selected from the eLibrary databases. This is an article from USA Today called Helping People Off the Streets, Real Solutions to Urban Homelessness. Here's the article. And down at the bottom, just to show you, if you use the eLibrary database, the MLA works cited entry is already created for you. A works cited entry is going to begin with the author's name reversed. So this is Robert Hess. Article title in quotation marks. Original source of publication in italics. Date, January 1st, 2000. Database that it was found in, eLibrary, also in italics, the term web for an online source, and your date of access. eLibrary even keeps it updated to the current date. So that's the source that I'm working with, and I selected a quotation from the middle of this to use. I've already put together a little sample document here, so I'm switching into a Word document. First, you want to introduce the issue that you're talking about so your sources don't come out of nowhere. So I've written a sentence here that goes along with this imaginary paper I'm writing. Many people are quick to dismiss the homeless in America's cities, assuming they have created all of their own problems. Then you want to introduce the source and introduce the quotation properly by blending it into a sentence of your own. I'm going to set the source up. I'll tell the reader what this thing is in an article for USA Today. An article for USA Today. Something that's going to explain what this thing is and to warn the reader that we're about to bring in a source, that it's not going to be your voice anymore. It'll be something else. Then I'm going to identify the author also. In this case, it's a journalist, and I'll just give his name. Journalist Robert Hess. In an article for USA Today, journalist Robert Hess challenges the common stereotype that most homeless are drug addicts and single men. The U.S. Conference of Mayors reported that families constitute 38% of the nation's homeless population, 27% are children, 14% are single women. And I go on here and have this decent-sized quotation. The important point is that it's blended in to the grammar of my own sentence. The U.S. Conference of Mayors reported that families constitute yada yada yada. I could just read that through and it works as a sentence. At the end, I'm going to close my quotation, and then in parentheses, this is the in-text citation method, in parentheses I'm going to use the author's last name, and I'm putting my period after that. Quotation mark here, period here. You're going to practice this on your discussion board. Finding a source, setting it up, blending it in, and citing it. All the stuff that I have highlighted. And then you have to follow up to finish your paragraph so you don't just end with a quotation and drop off. I'm going to return to the subject of my own paper. My conversation with the single mother and her 2 grade school children at the Schulzbacher Center for the Homeless in Jacksonville was a stark reminder that so many of the homeless are more accurately understood as victims rather than as criminals. And the quotation above directly speaks to that point because I gave the statistics there. Aside from the obvious fact that the children cannot solve this problem on their own, I discovered that their mother lost her car and then her job after moving 300 miles to escape an abusive spouse and having no surviving family members to turn to. So then I'm continuing with some information from the interview. And you can look at this again if you want. I've got the whole thing put together in one nice paragraph. It all runs together. And the works cited entry will begin with the same word, Hess, that I will also see in my in-text citation and up here before I begin my quotation. And that's the citation process. You have to have this one-to-one correspondence between the works cited entry, which follows a very particular format, and the in-text citation. Hopefully that's useful. Watch this again to check your discussion board posting and those of the other students in the class. Thank you.